What's up, creators, creatrixes, and other conceptual creatures? I'm Wicked. I'm giving power back to the people, and you can't stop me. Today we are going to be discussing the origin of Hecate, and this video is going to kick off a multi-video series where we dive into everything that you can possibly know about this goddess. So we will start with a little bit about her and a lot of how she came to be. But before we get started, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and click that little bell so that I can keep helping you keep your third eye in the sky. With all that being said, let's do it. For those of you who are not familiar with Hecate and have maybe never even heard of her before, she is a Greek deity, and she is known to be the goddess of witchcraft, the night, the moon, necromancy, the dead, ghosts, thresholds, keys, and crossroads. She is the ultimate triple goddess. Hecate is the mother, the maiden, and the crone, and she is most commonly recognized by her twin torches and her twin dogs. It is said that 2 black dogs accompany Hecate, and these are thought to be psychopomps, spiritual guides that help souls cross through the land of the dead. She is a protector of travelers and of women, especially during childbirth. Hecate is one of the most commonly communed with goddesses because she governs over witchcraft. Now, it's important for you to know that Hecate is a bit of a neutral goddess. She is much less judgmental than others, and she can be called upon for good magic or bad magic, whatever that looks like to you. She doesn't really discriminate. As the goddess of witchcraft, she is able to transcend duality. I mean, she is the ultimate liminal goddess. So for her, whatever calls to you, she will help you with as long as you honor her properly. Now we are going to spend likely the next couple of weeks really getting into everything you need to know about Hecate, how to work with her, how to worship her, what she stands for, how to work with her keys, because she is the possessor of 3 powerful keys, and pretty much everything that you could ever hope to know about her. But for today, we're going to stick with the origin. Hecate is actually a pre-Olympian titan. This means that she is older than Zeus and older than the Olympian order itself. Unlike most titans who were either absorbed or diminished, Hecate was actually honored by Zeus and granted dominion over the earth, sea, and sky. This makes her one of the few truly sovereign deities. She belongs completely to herself. As the daughter of Perseus, the titan of destruction, and Astrea, the goddess of the night and stars, Hecate is kin to forces far older and more primal than Zeus and any of his siblings. Now, to truly understand Hecate's liminal birthright, we have to understand more about her mother. Now, Astrea's lore is actually really controversial. The Olympian-approved myth is that she cast herself into the sea to outrun Zeus's infamous lust. The idea is that she became the old island Ortega. I probably have that pronunciation wrong, but that island is now known as Delos, and this was the birthplace of Artemis and Apollo. Another myth states that Astrea actually turned herself into a quail to escape Zeus's lust and the impurity of humanity. She then scattered herself into the stars and became the constellation Virgo. Now, she is the goddess of the night and the stars, but she is also the goddess of purity, and after witnessing humanity's many downfalls, she simply couldn't take it anymore and had to escape. Now, another myth is that she actually did both. She allowed her physical body to become an island, and her soul returned to the stars. This is actually why Delos is still considered a sacred island that is both almost floating alone and yet still deeply connected to the cosmos. Now, as Astrea's daughter, Hecate inherits that liminality. From Delos, it is rooted in the earth. We get crossroads, thresholds. From the stars, we are connected to prophecy, heavens, and mystery. Hecate is both chthonic of the earth and the underworld, and celestial of the sky and stars. Now that we're beginning to understand a mere fraction of Hecate's power, we can start to unpack why Zeus granted her dominion after the Titanomachy. Now, this was a 10-year war that began when Zeus decided to overthrow his father, Kronos. Kronos had swallowed his other 3 children whole in order to avoid being overthrown, as Kronos did to his father, Uranus. For Zeus, it was about continuing patriarchal cycles, but for Hecate, it was actually about breaking them. Zeus forced Kronos to vomit up all of his other siblings, and they united together to challenge Kronos for the throne of the cosmos. The Titans were the embodiment of raw, chaotic, elemental power, and Zeus wanted to establish cosmos, or order, over all of that chaos. Now, the myths that we have are actually fractured, and a lot of them are lost to time. So Hecate's exact role in this war is really unclear, but it is said that she was not diminished or destroyed afterwards. Instead, she was actually honored above all others by Zeus. And this is really unique because most of the other Titans were cast down to Tartarus either during or after the war. But Hecate is explicitly said to have retained and even expanded her power. This strongly implies that she did not fight against the Olympians, but whether she actively sided with Zeus or remained neutral is completely unknown. And that kind of just adds to the mystery of her. As a Titaness, one would think that she was on the losing side, but she was not bound to Tartarus after the war. Instead, she was honored and granted dominion over the 3 realms. Now, this elevation means that she either supported the Olympians in battle and lent them her liminal powers over crossroads, spirits, torches, and thresholds, or she remained so sovereign and indispensable that neither side could move her. And when the war was over, Zeus honored her in order to secure her loyalty for the future. Many witches see her as the pivot of the Titanomachy because the Olympians could not win without power over the thresholds. As the guardian of these thresholds, she may have actually acted as a gatekeeper of fate, ensuring victory tilted in Zeus's favor. By holding the keys, she controlled access to spirits, underworld powers, and liminal battlefields. No small advantage in a cosmic war. Her role was not one of brute force. She may not have held a spear like Athena or a lightning bolt like Zeus, but instead, she controlled the locks of the universe. During the Titanomachy, she decided which powers could even enter the battlefield, thus making her a liminal power broker. Without her, a war wasn't even possible. And when the war was over, powers were split between Zeus and his brothers. And many people know Zeus had power over the sky, Poseidon over the sea, and Hades over the underworld. But Hecate remained sovereign in all 3 realms. As she is liminal and has no one throne in any singular dominion, no other god can actually challenge her because they can't access her many places without her assistance. Zeus gave her honor above all others. Her sovereignty comes not from conquering one single throne, but from full possession of herself. Zeus's power is hierarchical, but Hecate's power is liminal, limitless, and all-encompassing. Thus, her dominion is not actually granted by Zeus, but rather acknowledged as a fact of the universe. This basically means that she was too powerful for him to touch, and she existed in places that he couldn't even reach. Sovereignty doesn't always come from rebellion. It often comes from being beyond the cycle altogether. And so that is the origin of Hecate. She is not merely a goddess, but a Titaness with powers beyond that which most of the other gods can even fathom. She is not just a woman, but a triple-faced goddess whose existence and abilities are a mere fact of the universe. Now that's all I have for this one. We will continue with this series throughout the rest of the week and probably the week to follow because there's a lot of information to be shared. But I hope you enjoyed this one, and I look forward to seeing you for the next installment. With all that being said, make sure to like and subscribe so that you can stay updated on all of this and so that I can keep helping you keep your third eye in the sky. Stay blessed.